Okay, folks, today we are in Newton Falls, Ohio, which is in Trumbull County, and somebody asked me if I ever get to see covered bridges. So today we are at our old covered bridge, the oldest covered bridge in the state of Ohio, still in service, Newton Falls, Ohio. And it was erected in 1831. We're gonna walk. There's a sidewalk here that goes along it. It's not on it, so we'll see the outside. You can see how they have the cross beams there, and then there's the wooden path going over. I am not sure what this waterway is. It's water. You all know how silly Mr. Traveler is. So, and there's a plaque across the way here, so of course we're going to read that. I can't let you not be read to, right? And you can hear the rat-tat-tat. I'm hoping to be able to drive you across the thing, and we'll get a view of the inside. And here we go. 2 plaques. Oh, it's your lucky day, people. So this is the Mahoning River. Wow. This is a small part of the Mahoning River. If that back in Pennsylvania, it gets big. Anyhow, Newton Falls Covered Bridge. The Newton Falls Covered Bridge was built over the east branch of the Mahoning River around 1831. A crosswalk was added in 1921 for children crossing the bridge on their way to school on Center Street. The Newton Falls Bridge is considered the second oldest existing covered bridge in Ohio, the oldest covered bridge in use on its original site, and the last surviving covered bridge in Trumbull County. Built on the Town Lattice Truss Plan, the bridge is 123 feet long and 24 feet wide, has a clear span of 101.5 feet and a 16-foot wide roadway. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974, the structure is maintained by Trumbull County. And that's, as I kind of mentioned, the lattice work, and hopefully you're seeing it, and when we drive through it, you'll be able to see better. And then we have rehabilitation of the Newton Falls Covered Bridge, City of Newton Falls, Trumbull County, in 2007, historic significance. The Newton Falls Covered Bridge was originally built about 1831 on this site, which is now known as Arlington Street, over the east branch of the Mahoning River. This bridge structure is the second oldest, and I read you this stuff already. Some significant restoration and modifications to the structure have occurred over the years. In 1921, the covered sidewalk was added to provide safe. I read that too. Well, basically, these 2 plaques say the same thing, so I'm not going to read that second plaque to you. And then up there is more of Newton Falls. So we'll go back over and maybe we can drive through it. We'll be back. You ready?
Pushed it.
Okay, so we're going over the bridge. It's 1 lane, so you need to make sure that nobody's coming. You can see that awesome lattice work on this thing. The cross beams are lattice work too. So that's a short bridge. And maybe we'll turn around here and go back over it because I want to head back into town. And we're going to try and find the falls for you. And we'll also show you some neat stuff on Newton Falls. In Newton Falls, there were some cool buildings and stuff. And we're headed back over after we let this car through. I don't know if you can get the upper part when we go through or not. Hopefully we're getting the roof. It's kind of hard and it's a small one. Cool, thank you, babe. Okay, and we'll be back. Okay, so we are still in Newton Falls. We're in the town. That building across the street, I don't see a age on it or anything, but looks kind of old to me. And then you have the new, this building that we're at here, oh, University Hospitals, no wonder. But it's only 1984. Oh, that's interesting. There's, oh, okay, never mind, it's not that interesting. I thought the Pizza Hut was the McDonald's, and then I saw the McDonald's building. And I was like, there's two separate McDonald's buildings. That's interesting. So we're going to walk down and show you some of the older buildings. And they got their tiger country. So they got tiger prints on the sidewalk, which is kind of cool. I like that it's sunny, but I don't like that it's sunny because I can't see what I'm taping sometimes. Now that, oh, so that only says 1985 too, huh? That building over there. So these actually are young buildings. They looked older to me. But they got some cool little, you know, your broken leaf cafe, Fieldview Acres Mercantile, some mom and pop shops, which are always nice to see. And then there on this side we got some benches. Church Mouse Thrift Shop. That sounds cool. Huh? Yeah, now the yellow building across the street, we're thinking has to be a little older than that end one. Even some of the red brick ones seem, what does that say, 100F? Yeah. I'm not sure what that means. But I can't, as I said, we're not seeing years like the towns by us give you the years. And here's another treasure shop. They got a lot of the discount shops and treasure shops, which are cool. The Covered Bridge Inn Restaurant. Oh, check, and Guns and Hoses Cafe and Catering. But you gotta check this fire engine out with the Dalmatian in it. leave it to, oops, leave it to Mr. Traveler to spot that, huh? If that isn't cool, you and I have things that we disagree with if you don't think that's cool. And that's just decoration. And then they got dominoes. And so as I said, it's a mixture of old and new and a bunch of different country, the treasure stores, which are usually pretty cool to look in. There is. So the dominoes, 1924, the building, huh? Well, 1924 is older than 1984. 1924 is older than us. So that's I think it's a somewhat older building. Granted, it's not from the 1800s like the covered bridge was, but and then they got a little park here. Too bad that they don't have a picnic table, huh? Let's see what. And as we said, it's tiger country. That's why they had the tiger prints on the sidewalk. And Old Glory, in remembrance of those who gave their lives for God and country. And then across the street, we have the Statue of Liberty. I thought it would take a lot longer from Ohio to get to see the Statue of Liberty. Where? Oh, I can't. My shoulder's hurting trying to get this thing. It's a little brisk and windy. Hopefully, I'm getting this Statue of Liberty. I don't know if there's anything telling us about it, but we will be back. So we are at the center of the town, I guess. There's a little gazebo there. There's one picnic table and some benches. And then there's the falls, which is really more of a dam than this one. And to get down to the falls, you gotta take a staircase. So to get down to the falls is not very handicapped accessible. Something about keeping handicapped people away from the falls. I don't know. Looks like more steps. There's another little gazebo thing across the Mahajong River here. And there's some cool decorative grass. So there's the falls for you. I'm hungry, so we're gonna go eat our picnic. Actually, Kathy found something that I can get a little closer to it. And I can get up to the gazebo here. We'll have to go see what that is up there. Right there is Fraternal Order of Police. All gave some gave all. Well, memorial to the police. Right. Yeah, there's some rocks down there, and we're a little closer to the falls. And you can see that the sidewalks with more benches, and you can sit and relax and watch the falls.
You can't tell if there's tables up there or
I don't know. Yeah, and so there's like another little park area. You go over the walk over the bridge to get there. Where do you see daffodils?
right in front of you.
Oh, and there's some daffodils there. I want to go see what that there's things there. Here's the gazebo. At least that's what I call them. And a slight incline to get up to it. Then the benches, you have the VFW Ladies Auxiliary, American Legion Post, and there's air crew members. We lost their lives on a round-robin trip from Stewart Air Force Base. And a cannon. Dedicated to the memory of the crew who lost their lives in a crash of a C-119, tail number 518086, December 9th, 1953. Second Lieutenant Thomas H. Ferndorf, Second Lieutenant Ronald L. Mayer, Airman Second Class Julius W. Springer. Rest in peace. Thank you very much for your service. And this is World War II, those from Newton Falls that passed away in war. Army, a couple were Army Air Corps. On this side, this is Korea. These are all Army men. World War I. And then I'll tell you about the cannon. The Democrat. One of two 6-pound cannons cast in Pittsburgh for the Newton Falls Volunteer Militia in the late 1840s, restored to carriage in 1975 by the JCs, rebuilt by the AMVETS Post 112 in 2003. And then the last memorial here is in memory of the gallant men from Newton Falls who gave their lives in the Vietnam War. John H. Roach, David C. Tusich, John T. Montgomery, James R. Bropes. I'm sorry, gentlemen, if I mispronounced your names. Again, thank you for your service, and may God rest your soul. We're not sure, oh wait, yeah, we're not sure what the bean pod things are like, what kind of tree they come off of. We've seen them before, but there are a ton here, and I thought I'd share that with you too.